Hi there, this is Dr. Cindy Banyai, Democratic candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, Florida 19, and this is Perspective on Lee Pitts Live. For this segment, we're going to be talking about the dwindling rights of women here in Florida. We as Americans love and enjoy our freedom. Many have fought for these freedoms in the battlefields, the streets, and the halls of Congress. Unfortunately, some of these freedoms that have been won by those who have been excluded, such as people who have been enslaved and women, are being eroded by extremist political actors. On this episode of Perspective, we will focus on the abortion ban that was passed by the Florida legislature this year and how it rolls back the freedoms of women in our community. So what's going on? Florida passed the most restrictive abortion ban in the history of Florida and one of the most restrictive bans in the country. House Bill 5, Senate Bill 146 passed the Florida House and Senate in late February and early March 2022. This will go into effect on July 1st, 2022 with the signature of Governor Ron DeSantis. The gerrymandered and overwhelmingly Republican majorities in the Florida legislature, despite the fact that Florida's population is almost equally split between Democrats and Republicans, this overwhelming GOP majority passed the abortion ban bill through the House without issue. Women's rights groups raised alarm, but it did not change the vote. The abortion ban bill bans the procedure after 15 weeks and has no exception for rape, incest, or human trafficking. This makes it one of the most restrictive laws in the country, and it is similar to the ban that is currently being tried and reviewed by the Supreme Court of the United States. The abortion ban bill singles out women as targets of reporting and interventions in a dangerous way. It creates an intervention targeting women and smoking and creates a panel that specifically to review and track abortion and pregnancy loss. These set a precedent for scrutinizing women in ways that could lead to further privacy infringements and legal action. So how did we get here? Conservative and evangelical activists have been pushing to end abortion for decades. They have had a long-term strategy to take over state and local legislators and governing bodies by far-right politicians to achieve their goal. Those far-right groups such as Family Research Council, the National Right to Life Committee, and the American Family Association fund politicians and craft messages and legislation to achieve their goal of ending abortion. They push legislation in states with a conservative majority in their legislature, such as Florida, in an effort to create a legal challenge to overturn Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is the Supreme Court decision that decided that abortion and people seeking abortion have a right to medical privacy. Florida's abortion ban is unconstitutional and also violates the state's privacy clause in the state's constitution. Anti-abortion politicians try to push abortion just out of reach in order to try to end it. There are many legal barriers to abortion that have been put in place by the Florida legislature that make it difficult for people to access abortion care. This includes things such as mandating in-person patient visits with an ultrasound that are medically unnecessary, giving those seeking abortion care state-printed and biased information pamphlets, restricting provision of abortion to only physicians, requiring people under the age of 18 to have a notarized permission slip from their parents to obtain abortion care, and additional onerous regulations and reporting requirements that cause general practitioners to shy away from the practice, making it even more inaccessible to have an abortion in the state of Florida. Currently, 73% of Florida counties have no abortion care providers. So what happens next? Once the abortion ban comes into effect on July 1st, pregnant people will have limited options to seek medical care. Providers will be under additional scrutiny and may stop services altogether. People seeking abortion care may have to leave the state in order to receive their medical care. A new generation of children may be born to mothers unprepared to care for them, potentially perpetuating intergenerational poverty and trauma. This will hurt the social and economic advancement of those mothers. And here in Southwest Florida, we know that single mothers have the highest rate of poverty. and curtailing abortion access will only exacerbate problems like this. Additionally, young people and people of color are the ones who will face the biggest barriers once abortion care is restricted. This is because of their high rates of poverty, stress, and working class schedule, which make it difficult to seek any type of care, let alone abortion care. These pregnant people will be the most affected by the abortion ban. There will be legal challenges to this law. These could immediately stop the implementation of the law while the courts figure it out and give those seeking abortion care a reprieve. However, the SCOTUS decision, the Supreme Court decision from the Mississippi law that will be released this summer, will determine whether or not the Florida abortion ban is constitutional. Many think that the conservative supermajority on the Supreme Court is seeking to overturn the Roe v. Wade decision, and that will effectively outlaw abortion in the United States. So what do we need to know? Abortion is health care. Many people are opposed to abortion because they don't want to hurt children, and that is perfectly reasonable. It's okay to have personal and religious beliefs and follow them. It's not okay to impose those religious and personal beliefs on others, and it is not okay to have the government impose those religious beliefs on others. This is what freedom and separation of church and state mean. Every person and every pregnancy is different. We need to acknowledge and respect the decisions of people as well as their privacy. One-size-fits-all laws have no place in healthcare or the state's public health policy. Abortion is safe and common. We should be able to get the care we need without shame or outside influences. Abortion bans do not stop abortion. People will always need abortion for one reason or another. And we can support those seeking abortion with safe access to it. These abortion bans only seek to hurt women because it forces them to seek medical care in desperate situations and often dangerous circumstances. There's not much we can do from here, unfortunately. What we can do is help those seeking abortion get the care that they need. We can continue to lift our voice in support of women and their freedom to continue to pressure the legislature, politicians, and ultimately the Supreme Court to protect our right to privacy. We can run for office to balance out that overwhelming far-right majority in our state legislature. And we can vote for pro-choice candidates like me. You have a right to privacy. You have a right to determine when and where to start a family. The government and politicians should not be making these decisions for us. Your healthcare decisions should be between you and your doctor, no matter what politicians think. If you think abortion is wrong, you don't have to have one. Otherwise, mind your business. Even prominent Catholics, such as President Joe Biden, support abortion care because they believe in religious freedom. Freedom means you don't owe anyone an explanation for your private medical decisions. Let's leave decisions on abortion to women and their healthcare providers. Thanks for listening to me here today on this episode of Perspective on Lee Pitts Live. Now back to Lee Pitts.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.